Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Daily Dharma. My name's Dina. Thank you so much for joining. Today, we are outdoors. It has just been gorgeous weather, and I hope that you enjoy or at least are not frustrated by any of the background noises. I, for one, am really enjoying it when we're out here in the country and there are people out close by. We get to hear the animals, the birds, the insects. I don't know if you'll be able to listen to that on the speakers or not. Going into this reading, it's really tuning into a sense of peace, gratitude, contentment. It's a return of personal identity and power that's been kind of going on this summer through the collective astrology and all of these various trials and tribulations we've been putting ourselves through on a soul level to really come into full alignment with the path forward. Flipping out, we have 14, communication, as our first card, which is interesting. So these feelings that we're talking about, it seems that some type of awareness and alignment here is bringing us into communication with our calling, with the next leg of the journey. It's like when we tap into the great mystery that is, our life purpose. Sometimes we know kind of how we want to be and the feeling of wanting to be intentional and on purpose with our energy, but then throughout the many skill sets that we might feel we have or the resources that we can tap into on any level, real or energetic, it's like sometimes it's not always clear how to apply those to get the outcomes that we're looking for. And so I'm feeling that this transition is all actually part of that being on purpose and being connected to something deepening. So throughout this process, it seems that now we're in communication with a message or an awakened awareness of self or other that is finally allowing our messages to become clearer, to reach farther, and deeper into the hearts and minds that we touch with our energy. Underneath the deck, we have 32, Merkaba. Merkaba is all about that the energy bubble that surrounds us. It's the astral space that we give power to in our personal unique resonance, how we hold space for awareness and emotion and the energies that we give our attention to kind of creates the ambiance that is us. And on some level, we are not able to get beyond our own self. It's so difficult to be this unique observer trapped within this unique complexity of physicality and not be influenced by different experiences and by our own, I want to say, cosmology, our astrology, our own personality and developmental. Did I say personality? It's the identity, the way that it comes through many of these channels. It's like this is what is shifting right now. Loud birds right there. So let's get some more information. Romantic love wants to pop out, number 39. Romantic love has been a theme recently, and I'll just tell you, I just looked up and saw 444 on the timer, and I also looked up just at 111 and at 333, so I don't know if you're seeing number synchronicities. We'll take that one. Okay, that's 28, Gaia. 28 is twice the communication card of 14. So that's interesting for me. So communication with the magic of earthly realms. It's not about just the third dimensional material planes, but it's in the sentient awareness of what the environment provides for us contextually is what I'm feeling. Oh, under the deck we have prosperity. That one came out yesterday as well. So yeah, the abundant universe being in communication with us. It's like perhaps some of us have been in limiting circumstances or situations or limiting narratives, beliefs that there wasn't enough out there for us in some type of a way. But with this reblooming of our inner love nature, I'm seeing two like mothy butterflies fluttering around each other while I'm talking about this. So it's, for many of us, this will definitely have to do with an evolving story around our love nature, whether that involves another specific individual or not. Our ideas about love are always educating us and evolving us. And maybe you're in a happy partnership, but every happy partnership provides some level of growth and inner reflection. And so that we're always dancing with those partnerships, however healthy or challenging we might see. They're never just complete smooth sailing, are they? Is yours? So with this prosperity card, it's like there's a new cycle of newness, abundance, and blessings coming through the form of an awakened dialogue in existing partnerships, but also this resurgence of awareness of our own needs, our own contributions. And I'm sensing that so much of it has to do with us really cluing into our own spiritual interconnectivity with our environment. So we've talked quite a bit about detox over the last few days, and I feel like this is part and parcel of that detox process, where as we start to release anything that has limited or distracted or misdirected our energy previously, now our attention is becoming more open and aware. So maybe allowing yourself to sit into the silence and to breathe into silence more often during the day. It may even require some of us to truly go some type of sensory deprivation type thing. I was just kind of hearing something about the sensory deprivation immersive experiences you can get at some types of spiritual shops or spa type environments. It might be something where they pair it with a float tank with some type of salt in the water to detox and help you to float. It could also be something with infrared technology or something. I don't know why that's coming forward, but maybe it's something that those of us listening could benefit from. I've never done that kind of thing, but I might consider it and check out what the available people around the area have to offer. And for those of us where money is an issue or time is of the essence, and we don't necessarily have the time, effort, resources to go out and do those things, or maybe it's not offered in our area, you can easily take some type of a small basin, I guess it would be a larger basin, and put some Epsom salt and maybe some essential oils or something into some nice warm water and soak your feet. Now, I said this to somebody yesterday, I believe, and this individual sort of deflected me. Oh, well, it's not my feet that are the issue. Yes, however, There's a hummingbird I hear. Can you hear it? Sorry if that was random. That ADD moment. I love hummingbirds. All things are signs and synchronicities to me. So the Epsom bath and the correlation, if you think about it, reflexology works for a reason. There are pressure points, chakra points, whatever you might want to call them, energetic ley lines, energetic highways that are connecting parts of the palms of our hands and the pads of our feet to the internal organs, to the healthy tissues of the body, and to help us to release stored energy, stored memories in body, and the importance of detoxing through the hands and the feet can be quite incredible. I just saw 1111 because those toxins can then be drawn down through that into the salt of the earth, sort of. And that's how we can ask Mother Gaia to assist us to release those stored energies from our body, mind, and spirit. Just need to hold this a bit here. There was no wind earlier, and now there is wind. So let's go ahead and move on to another deck. I want to go ahead and get a lot out here today. Yeah, as we're getting more and more content here on the channel, I wonder, those of you who are returning viewers, if you'd consider giving some feedback on what are your favorite types of readings. Seems like typically the energy that steps through when I am just letting the cards fly is more regarding release and reclaiming energy that's been dissipated, distraction, back onto the spiritual path. However, I'm very interested in other things such as gardening and health concerns and detox on the as far as treating the body correctly, energetic healing, hands-on healing, vibrational resonance, like with the Rife machinery. So yeah, get in the comments maybe and tell me what your thoughts are on that. We've got 2 cards. Let's take a peek. Beautiful. From the mixed shamanic deck, we have 62 and 59, and they're from the 2 different decks, but look at that symmetry going on here. We have Will-o'-the-Wisp, treasures hidden in the shadows, and upper world. So I'm seeing that I was perhaps missing it previously, but I want to, not sure how I can hold these. I'll go this way. So look at that blue palette going on here. And what I'm getting here is that we are, as what this comes out quite often, we are the conduits of spirit as far as those energetic channels, being able to communicate with energies beyond this realm, and therefore we are the seeds of consciousness and conscious abundance in this universe. We understand how to crack the codes of the physics that we've been taught to recognize in this world, and to follow the signpost synchronicities and so on, which is why this card comes out just following that moment where the, oh, I'm having a delivery, one moment. Everything's a sign. So 2 drivers in the delivery truck, and I don't know if you could hear that music. It's every move you make, every step you take, I'll be watching you. Yeah, so to me, Okay, how this comes through. I apologize for those of you that have heard this before, but the moment we got cut off is me talking about that hummingbird and how I said everything is a sign and a synchronicity. And here we have this Will o' the Wisp, which talks about the wisps, the synchronicities, where Spirit at 1515 is calling us to say, hey, see these little playful cues and clues that we're leaving for you. Be delighted. Don't quit being inspired by the magic that surrounds you. And for those that already know, and those that are new, hummingbird represents my departed mother. And so it's like, the spiritual team that we walk powerfully with in this world, it transcends this so-called material reality. But that energy is still with us. It's still strong within us, and it speaks through us. And part of me feels emotional in the moment because it's like, it's validation that we are mediums. We're calling ourselves to our own attention here, and our ancestors walk powerfully with us. And they don't need to be people that we are genetically connected to. We are connected to everything. We are the great, divine, sacred I am. And so we are the upper realms speaking through us because of the dedication and commitment that we pledge, and that we walk with that intentionality every moment, every little step we take, every little move that we make. It doesn't matter if we get validation in this realm. We're being watched by loving eyes. They're celebrating our integrity and our commitment to the higher path, to, even when it hurts, to continue to be loving, to continue to be open. And that is where that huge empowerment lies. And because of our ability to be in this time and space and to be on purpose, under the deck, Crown Games, right use of power with 8. It's referencing back to August 8th of this year and many years before, where we are cleansing and detoxing from any types of faulty programming or misunderstandings or distraction energy. And we're committing daily to ask for assistance from our spirit team and higher self, and our own commitment to self, to say, you know what, something that came through earlier was like, oh, well, if anybody did anything to my child, or if anybody did anything to somebody that I love that I felt wasn't able to defend themselves, I would come at the world and I would take up their cause. And then I thought, why do we have such an easier time, some of us, to say that, well, if you mess with somebody that's one of me and mine, it's the me part that sometimes gets dropped off. That it's like, oh, don't mess with my kids. It's like, because, they are me. Little tangent there, but we're walking in our integrity, and for some reason, perhaps there's been a greater urge to reclaim all of your power and potential and some type of lost identity from someone or something or some narrative that was compromising your reality. This was coming up recently with this idea of this narcissistic tendency that the damaged toxic programming has had an influencing effect upon so many of us, all of us, I would dare say, whether touching us in our own self or reflected back. I think it is all one thing. We're gaining the blessings from the lessons. Blessings. That's kind of silly, but it's like the blessings from the lessons are the blessings. Sounds like I'm saying it with an accent. I don't know why that's important. But yeah, somebody was probably messing with you on some level, but it's not them doing something to us. It's them offering us the opportunity to finally develop some type of aspect or multiple aspects of ourselves where we're like, we have to reiterate for these people. Sorry, I keep shaking the camera. these people, persons, things, namely self. We have to reiterate for self, no, I am not compatible with the mind effery anymore. I trust my judgment. I'm sure about my decisions. I know what I deserve. I know that this behavior is intolerable and doesn't belong or deserve any space in my environment or in my mental capacity. It's influencing me incorrectly. And to get correct with myself here brings those blessings. So let's see, anything else here from this deck that wants to pop out? Ooh, I just got a wave over my third eye and crown. It's like, ooh. So yeah, something's being washed away out of our energy. Some type of influencer is being released from our crown space. Somebody's influence. I'll take these. Beautiful. Number 3, the arrow. Straight arrow. You're a straight arrow and you're on path with your north node calling. You've strung your bow and you're aiming towards that high path here. And so you are also stepping into that leadership potential in greater and greater ways every day. And the one that came out with that is completion. And this snake eating its own tail, that Ouroboros energy, I don't know how to really pronounce that. I hope that's somewhat correct. It's talking about the regenerative ability that we have to seek the pattern, to seek the blessing. I'll just leave it at that. And to then use whatever had to be worked through becomes the compost. It becomes the fertility for the next cycle. And so something is definitely being closed out. Something has been achieved and released, or is in the process of being released now. I want this card that fell out. Unmarked trail, revelation. I think I said revelation at some point here. 57. Below, the treasures hidden in the shadows. It's like the shadow aspects of self, the shadow aspects of other. If somebody was trying to manipulate, or if they just have become so unconscious that they are somewhat unaware of how influential and how toxic their shadow side is to others. It's like we have been a blessing in their life as well. And we've been walking this unmarked trail, but as we all are, right? But along this unmarked trail, it's been revealed to us that certain things, such as those treasures that keep spontaneously calling our attention to the little wispy willow, the little creekside symphony of insects that would somewhat seem, very meek and something we should take for granted and be like, ew, bug. But it's such a divine marker, and it keeps leading us forward. I think that there's something very humble about ourselves, that we've been able to navigate this energy with another without destroying some type of person's fragile vulnerability, their own weak identity. It doesn't help us to strengthen our own, to take others and to destroy their energy, right? But it definitely helps us to destroy the hooks that they incidentally, accidentally, or on purpose dig into us and attach their energies to us, like some kind of like suction cup octopus energy. Has all these tentacles that are trying to draw us in, like some 2,000 leagues under the sea, 20,000, I don't know. So yeah, there's this revelation happening with this unmarked trail in our life about our healing, and how we may have gotten things twisted up, but how we've been able to witness so many of these landmarkers in this labyrinth of ancestral generational healing, that those that went ahead of us, however toxic or healthy that they were in our lives, they were part of those divine landmarkers of the opportunities, that blessings that help us to reclaim and to ascend. Toxicity can actually help us to ascend if you follow that. I'm not going to explain that too much, because if you're going to be triggered, you're going to be triggered no matter how well I try to explain it. If you get it, you get it. 46, the root girl. We do have, oh no, I thought I saw the 64. It's 62 and 46. So root girl, disowned self. I think that many of us have been navigating this energy from early ages. We've had our sensitivities scrutinized, and our emotions and vulnerabilities demonized or victimized, or said that they were part of our liability, when actually it was part of our superpower. And here it seems that part of this, of that storyline, is part of the revelation happening. It's like, as we're finally getting out of the labyrinth into the light of day, we're like, oh, I never needed anything from outside of myself per se. It's always been within me. And that's why others were threatened by it and tried to suppress it, because they didn't understand why I had it and they didn't. You know, I was thinking before going on camera today, how did it go? That I have, at many times since my 20s, people are like, wow, you're so confident. And I've told this story before, indulge me if you will. But in high school, they actually voted me in my senior class the most shy. It wasn't a matter of shyness. It was a matter of suppression and reseating myself into observer standpoint, because I understood from an early age. I mean, literally, I believe that my first awareness of triangulation was, my first marked memory in regards to that, and my awareness of it was at 5 years old. And so going through high school as this shy person, meek, modest, and exploited in different ways, even made fun of in different situations by some of my friends and family. And it was an interesting dynamic that I know that many of you will understand. It's part of us figuring out why people come at us, and why do they come for us? Because they think we have something that they want to take from us or suppress in us, because if they can't actualize it, then what gives us the right to embody that beauty? What gives us the right to be confident? And so people would say, wow, you're so confident. It's easy for you. Easy for me. That confidence was never a landmarker of an easy life. It was never an indication of having excessive support or courage to given to me from the outside. This was something that was forged in the fires of a lack of support, and it was alchemized by my willingness to stand so stoically and firmly in my own deserving nature. And to say it in other ways, it was like I refused to drink the Kool-Aid of complicity in my own sabotage. And yet I somewhat still ended up participating at different times in my life, right? That's the lesson. That's the blessing of growth. And we all have those stories of claiming that courage, of claiming that power. It's within each of us. And we don't need to worry or envy or be jealous of others. We don't need to make a story up about how they have something that we don't any longer, if that's been our reality. And we don't need to listen to that with other individuals, even if they're going in that direction. Like the Epsom salt thing, I offered this healing remedy, which was divinely inspired and also something I've researched, and this individual deflected it. Okay, and they said they were going to do this other thing, which was, to me, a ridiculous thing that they heard about online, and I'm not going to share it because I think it's ridiculous. And I was thinking to myself, it's easy for people to say, oh, well, this one person told me all I had to do was take this one pill, or I only had to, put this one additive into my body in order to do this. Well, it's easier to do that than to correct a bad behavior or to make a lifestyle change. But is it really going to bring us there? So just let it go. Possibility for union is under the deck. Oh, I need to do something about this technology. I'm running out of time. And if I only had 10 more minutes, I often feel that way, but I trust that the messages that needed to come out have done so. Let's get these top cards. We've got magic, gorgeous, under the upper world here, 33 master number. Yeah, Number 30, horseman, herald of change. I don't know if year of the horse is pertinent for some of you. It's also something that's talking about that momentum and our ability to be very primal, freedom-loving, independent thinkers, critical thinkers. Wailing tree, reconciliation. Somebody probably wants your energy back. Somebody that was somehow siphoning or getting energy from you, supplying their energy. I just got that crack in my throat. 29 reduces to an 11. The journey under completion. Yeah, it's like you're really releasing something here. There's been a lot of momentum and drive, and that arrow is right above the horseman. So it's like the upper world is reminding you of your magic. The arrow is you getting back on target and getting that new momentum, that resurgence of energy, reclaimed, coming back. Maybe you weren't enjoying some of the things that have always brought you joy. Now it's going to be easier for you to get back out and into those things, getting your hands in the soil, so to speak, or literally. And with journey, it's like now that it's completed, we can cleanse that off. We can take that shower. We can sage it. We can cut the cords. We can do whatever we need to. But we can recognize where that has helped us to reclaim all that we were meant to be on purpose and heal those generational curses and traumas. So I wish there was time for more cards. I may do a second Daily Dharma, but to finish us off with this one, let's get an oracle card from Whispers of the Oceans Oracle. Check in for the next message if you want. Consider hitting some of those buttons. Really enjoy you guys and our time here, and I am so grateful for you. Total submersion, number 32. Don't be afraid to totally immerse yourself in a project, interest, or goal. Give it 100% of your energy, and you may find what your life has recently been lacking. That's the return of your energy and getting back into those things that bring you true joy. Break through to new dimensions. A new endeavor's on the horizon. Innovative energy wants to bust forth into your consciousness, and it does with the arrow and the horseman. Yes, claim it, own it, and just you do you. All right, love you so much, you guys, and